Well, hello, Team 182nd. This is Chief Donnie Henry, your new command chief here at the wing. I have to tell you, I was probably way more excited than I was supposed to be when they asked me to do the Props podcast this month. I know I don't have a silky voice like Colonel Ballard, but I'm a huge podcast listener, and I think this has been a really cool project. When I tell other units that we do a podcast in Peoria, I always get asked for a link. Other units now want to implement a podcast of their own. I actually would like to get ours to evolve a little bit more over the next few years. Getting you info for drill is fantastic, but I think adding segments from all of you would be even better. I envision more guest hosts and fun input from sections throughout the wing in the future. The best part about a podcast is we can make it into whatever we want it to be. So if you have ideas, please send them Public Affairs way. I guess I'll kick this off by saying thank you. Thank you for the encouragement and support you've given my wife, Eve, and I. Change is always a hard thing to navigate, and leaving the comptroller flight family after 16 years was not an easy decision. If I'm being very honest, I did not have becoming command chief on my 2025 bingo card. Like many of you, I think I had a false sense of security that Chief Price would just always be here. But that's actually a pretty powerful message in and of itself. All of our time here at the wing is finite. What we do with that time has an impact and leaves a legacy. I think Chief Price's impact will be felt for years to come and has left us in an amazing position at the 182nd. In that spirit, I emailed all of you my command chief focus areas. These are the things that I would like us to get after for the next few years. The focus areas letter, ironically, comes to you at the exact same time as the new National Defense Strategy. Our world is rapidly changing, and with it, so is the Department of War. Most of us here at the wing spent our entire careers preparing for and deploying to fight terrorism. Now we are turning our focus towards defending the homeland and protecting America's interests. The fights in the future carry a level of uncertainty, so we have to be prepared to defend our Constitution anywhere, any place, and at a moment's notice. My 3 focus areas are meant to enhance that. The first initiative is superior readiness. When we talk about deploying at a moment's notice, there may come a time where having a year to prepare ourselves to go downrange will not be an option. If that's the case, the question becomes, what are the things we need to stay current on to make sure it's possible? Many of those are no-brainers. Take care of our medical requirements, go to the dentist, update your personal records for life changes, and have serviceable uniforms and equipment. But some of this will require a commitment to a lifestyle. I put a note in my letter about the warrior ethos. I've struggled with weight my entire life. I was a 225-pound defensive lineman in high school, and as many of you did, I grew up with the main Chicago food groups of pizza, hot dogs, and Italian beefs. I've had to make fitness a lifestyle. Every morning you'll see me at the gym. It has just become a part of my daily routine. What I can tell you is that there are benefits beyond the fitness aspect. Of course, I enjoy going up a flight of stairs without being out of breath or being able to have a day of hiking with my wife, Eve. But I can tell you that mentally and spiritually, I actually feel recharged when I get my workout in. The military has instilled us with the discipline to succeed in this area, and the warrior ethos is about channeling that discipline. I guess what I'm saying is that we all have to commit to a healthy lifestyle for the mission and each other, but mostly for ourselves and our loved ones. For those of you already doing this, please be leaders and mentors to others. I look at the Combat Comm Squadron as a model for success. Every year, they do a squadron-wide 50-mile May, where they challenge unit members to log 50 miles of running or walking throughout the month. This isn't command-driven, but rather is an idea that came from a unit member, Staff Sergeant Savannah Del Rose, who motivated everyone and ran with the idea. Get it? Ran with it? I know I'm not very funny. But seriously, this is amazing stuff that is exactly where we need to be headed as a unit. I challenge you all to find ideas like these for your flights and squadrons. My second focus area is about embracing mission command. Mission command is the concept that commanders will set the intent or why of a mission, and airmen will execute the how. In the wars of the future, we won't have the luxury to seek direction at every decision point. Mission command is the answer to that. What does it mean for all of us at the 182nd? It means I am charging our senior NCOs to empower their airmen to take ownership of the mission. I may no longer be a young airman, but I do coach high school football, and I can tell you from years of coaching and working closely with Generation Z, they are by far the smartest generation in our ranks. It is their ability to see the world through a new lens that will allow us to navigate the future. To our young airmen, don't be afraid to fail. Be bold and take the reins when given the opportunity. Also, don't be afraid to ask for more responsibility or suggest innovative ways to do things. Lastly, I ask us to focus on gratitude and recognition. Oftentimes, when we delay gratitude, the mission will force us to miss the opportunity. This means for leaders, take the time to recognize airmen through decorations and official award channels. For our airmen to be competitive for future opportunities, we can't fall behind in this area. For our NCOs and airmen, I can tell you that gratitude and recognition doesn't require authority, rank, or money. If someone does something for the mission or other airmen, I'm asking you to publicly recognize it. It can be as simple as standing up in roll call and acknowledging it in front of your peers. Let's especially make efforts to recognize our defenders and firefighters on shift work or individuals who keep the mission going through support roles. Not one section at this wing can accomplish the mission on our own. Our C-130s don't fly without the rest of the wing, and the rest of the wing doesn't have a mission without the airframe. Together, we are what we can't be alone. So those are my focus areas. Over time, I will evaluate our progress in each area. The truth is that we already are the premier wing in the Air National Guard. I have no doubt that together we will continue that legacy. I'm so unbelievably humbled and honored to be your command chief, and I can't thank you enough for this opportunity to represent the enlisted voice. All right, enough of that. Let's talk February drill. I don't know about all of you guys, but I've gotten really used to having 3-day drills. So with the 2-day drill coming up, we have a pretty packed schedule for Saturday and Sunday. I'll start with something that actually happened in January. The state of Illinois held the annual Outstanding Airman of the Year competition on 9 January. We sent down 3 amazing candidates from the wing. I am so proud to share that our wing took home the Airman and NCO category. A1C Josie Lang was our winner for Airman. You'll probably remember Airman Lang from last summer's Combat Skills Rodeo and the Combat Readiness Inspection. As an Airman Basic, she prepared the wing for the cry and then managed the Seaburn cell, which was a major part of our AMC Best Seen to Date rating. Our NCO was Staff Sergeant Savannah Del Rose, the same Sergeant Del Rose I spoke of earlier. Sergeant Del Rose was deployed last year, and all I can tell you in this forum is she excelled in the face of serious challenges and danger. The things she did during her deployment were some of the most impressive I've ever seen from an NCO. Her interview at Airman of the Year board was the equivalent of a mic drop, too. Both Airman Lang and Sergeant Del Rose will now compete at the regional level, and I really believe this could be the year the 182nd brings home an Air National Guard winner. If you see these two around the wing, please congratulate them. Friday is an amazing day for our wing as well. Colonel Stephen Rice will be promoted to the rank of general. The ceremony will be held at our main hangar. General Rice is one of our own. He actually started his career as an enlisted member at the 182nd. He commissioned, and many of you probably remember him as a commander. He recently moved to Joint Force Headquarters as the Director of Staff for Air and is now our Assistant Adjutant General Air here in the state of Illinois. It should be no surprise to anyone that Peoria continues to lead the state, and we are in great hands with General Rice leading the way. Kicking off the major events for this weekend, Chief Master Sergeant John Weiss will have his promotion ceremony on Saturday at 10:30 in the main hangar. Chief Weiss is a longtime maintainer and is going to be a huge asset as we convert from the C-130Hs to the C-130Js. I'm super proud of him as one of our chiefs, and I look forward to seeing what he and the maintenance team accomplish over the next few years. After Chief Weiss's promotion, we have Chief Master Sergeant Aaron Miller's retirement ceremony at 1300 in the main hangar. I honestly have never been a part of this wing without Chief Miller here. He's been in the military longer than I've been alive. If you're listening, sorry, Chief. You aren't old, you're just wise. But seriously, Chief Miller is one of the best humans I know. I remember while in finance, he was always asking the right questions to make sure he was taking care of his people. He and his wife will be moving to Georgia and will be spending lots of quality time with their grandkids. If you didn't know, Chief Miller and his wife are Disney fanatics, so I suspect they will be using more of their Disney World season passes this summer. If you see Chief Miller this weekend, please give him a word of appreciation. He's an absolute legend around this place. Finally, on Saturday at 15:30, we will be having our much-anticipated Senior NCO induction ceremony. I am so excited about this event. We will be giving special recognition to all of the individuals at our wing who were promoted to Master Sergeant over the past year. I think every airman remembers their first Senior NCO from when they were an airman. They leave a huge impact on our lives. My first Senior NCO here at the 182nd is part of who I am as a leader today. I'd be willing to bet that as I'm talking right now, you all are thinking about the first master of your career. That is why this event matters. This is the next generation of those master sergeants. The first sergeants have organized a really fun event, and I'm asking all of you to come out and celebrate it. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there and heading to the base club afterwards. In the words of our chaplains, all are welcome. I also want to touch on council meetings this month. The Rising Six is having an executive meeting to plan out their year with their newly elected leadership team. If you don't know, the Rising Six is absolutely killing it. They are the brains behind the Airman's Attic. They put on an amazing barbecue last summer where I actually got to see Chief Price sing karaoke. And I'm sure, whether you realize it or not, you have probably seen the 182nd Rising 6 merch they've been selling. I have some myself. I say all that to say that next month they will be back for a March RSD meeting, and I encourage E1s through E6s to make sure you get there. You'll meet a ton of people, learn a bit, and have a really good time. For our first sergeants, your meeting is at 10 o'clock in the wing conference room. I'll be there, so I'm looking forward to see you all. For lunch, our services folks will be at the DFAC to feed the masses on Saturday between 11 and 12:30 and Sunday between 10 and 11:30. Due to the short government shutdown we just had, they were limited to bringing in lunch from off base. But it is from Raber's, which is a local butcher shop in Peoria, and is always really good. They'll have sandwiches, chips, fruit, a drink, and some cookies. I think it's worth highlighting that this month our medical group is preparing for our PHA Quick at March Drill. It is a huge workload on them, but it means that after March Drill, almost all of our medical appointments for the year will be complete. It's a great thing for all of us at the wing, and I just want to say thanks to the medical group for their nonstop work. They're out there getting deployers out the door and making this PHA Quick happen. I ask each of you to please support their team by accomplishing any open items regarding medical this drill. I'll sum all of this up by just saying that the wing has a ton going on right now. As Colonel Ballard said at December's commander's call, he and a bunch of our ops and maintenance folks are now away at training. He's here this weekend, but will be headed right back to Little Rock Air Force Base next week. The reason he's back, other than to see all of you, is for next week's Site Activation Task Force, or what they call a SATAF. The SATAF is a meeting between our subject matter experts at the wing and the subject matter experts at the National Guard Bureau. It is a planning session and is one of the final steps before we enter our conversion period. And although that may sound like it means that our mission will begin to slow down, this weekend we are literally sending deployers out the door for pre-deployment training, and the Inspector General team is gearing us up for a foundational readiness inspection next February. I say all of this to say the mission marches on. The command team just wants to say thank you for all the things that you do to make this all happen. We know how much sacrifice goes into every section in this wing. Keep up the outstanding work and take time to have a little fun while you do it. I appreciate you guys tuning into the Props Podcast and look forward to seeing you here at February Drill.